Hi, welcome to the mini tutorial of how to use the Personal Finances Google Sheet. The first thing before you touch anything, you want to make sure you don't touch the public sheet. You go to File, Make a Copy, rename it to whatever you like, or you hit the Make a Copy, make sure these are unchecked. So once you have that, you can just close out the public sheet, and this is going to be your personal sheet. Let's run over the tabs. So we have Summary 25. Here is where you are going to see the breakdown of every month. So this column is for January, this column is for February, and you're going to see the total of auto expenses for January here, and so on. Here you're going to see the total for the annual for each category. Every month will have a separate tab. So this is for December, this is for November, all through January. Then we have one tab that is named Category. Here you're going to see one cell, and this one cell is going to be the template that you're going to use as the example for every month, the category column, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So before you start categorizing anything, make sure that you have your categories set clear. You don't want to add later on any categories. So these are the basics that I found that most people use. You can always edit this by going to the edit button and then scrolling down, add another item. And let's say I want to add, we have other income, but we don't have other expenses, and I'm going to add that. So I'm going to add other expenses. There is one more thing that you can also customize, which is the color. Okay, I like everything neat, so I leave it gray, but if you like to colorize it by, let's say we do red for expenses and green for income, you can always feel free to do that. And then once you're happy with the categories you have here, hit the done. Now, let's go over to the monthly transaction tab. So here's where we're going to see all the transactions for January. You can import the transactions directly from your bank statement. So the way I would do it is I would go to the bank, download your transactions as an Excel. If you can download it as an Excel, you can feel free to download it as a PDF, and then just Google free PDF to Excel converter. You should find many free apps that would do it for you. Once it's in Excel, it is much easier to categorize it. So let me show you how I would do it. So this is how the transactions look like when I downloaded from Chase my entire 2025, all the transactions from this specific category. Now I have here too many columns. The end goal should be that we should have a column for the date, the description, the name of the vendor, and the amount. As you can see, we have much more columns over here. So I'm simply going to go ahead and select the columns that I don't need. I don't need the post date. I don't need the transaction type. I don't need the category. And I'm just going to delete those selected columns. And now I have three columns: the date, the description, and the amount. Okay. Now once I have that, I'm just going to go ahead and select all the transactions from, let's say we're going to do August right now, and I have all the transactions for August selected. Control C for copy, and then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to do Control V and paste all the transactions in here. So it's very simple. We're going to take each transaction and start to categorize. I don't have the category list here yet. What we're going to do is simply go to the category sheet, copy this specifics. I'm going to paste it into my first cell here, and then just drag it down to copy it over to all the transactions. Okay, and now we're going to start to categorize it. You can just type in the first few letters and it's going to come up. It's going to be very easy. I usually like to go to your order, and let's say this was for shoes, so I'm going to put into the notes that this is for shoes, and I'm going to put in here clothing. It's very simple. We just go through all the transactions, put it into the category that is correct, That's it. Once you did this for all the months, you can go back to your summary. And since we only did it for August and we just did a few, only those numbers came in. But you can see very simply the totals come in here and they auto-populate, and this is the total for the year. Okay, now there's one important part that I still need to review, which is what if you added categories here? So let's say we did the edit button and we added other expenses. Now, as you can see in the summary, there's no line for other expenses. What we need to do is very simple, but you need to make sure you don't mess anything up. Just go to the category and copy the exact same name that you have over here. Just so you make sure you don't miss any spaces and everything that is capital is copied correctly. So we're just going to paste it in here, and then for every month, drag this formula down. Although it looks like a zero, it's not a zero, a formula that adds up all the amount. And once you did it for all the months, you can also drag down the total. And what is going to happen is, let's show you an example. So even though you do this as an other expense, it should come in right now in August. Let's go to August and drag down the formula. And as you can see, this other expense came in, so we obviously did it correctly.